So, boys, we're back again. Again. Um,
Back again, again.
I think this should be like a yearly thing, and it's
Reel to
near
reel rewind.
it's near and dear to all of our hearts. Um, we're watching Jaws again, and
Yeah.
this probably won't be our last time watching it, but we're watching it now because it's the 50th anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
which is very
Mm-hmm.
special. And its
Is it?
legacy stands the test of time. Like it's always fun to revisit. I love seeing these characters again. They have all interesting dynamics. You always catch
Mm-hmm.
something funny and silly on the side of the screen, or you're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that," or just things come and go as you rewatch, and then it's always fun to come back to. So we're watching it again. Um,
Yep.
was the last
Again.
time you watched it when we watched it, or did you watch it since?
For me, it is.
I think it is for me too.
Nope.
I
I
was gonna
watched
say,
it.
I was gonna say
think
probably not for
about Ben
Wilson.
that you watched it.
Yeah.
Well, but that has nothing to do with me being me. It's just kind of more like circumstance in this case.
Okay.
Were
I
you
got-
watching it just by yourself, or did you watch it with people?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah. Give me
I-
the deets.
I ordered a copy of the Jaws Lego set, as you guys know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when I was building that set, I sat down and I had the Blu-ray version of Jaws playing on like a big screen in the background, pointing right towards me, so I could just kind of like. Anytime I was like, "Ooh, I love this little detail," I could look over my shoulder and just watch the movie.
Hell yeah.
And it was like watching that Blu-ray version. I said something in Discord earlier, but it really took me back how great a fidelity it was, and I just like had a new moment of appreciating the movie. We're like, man, this looks so good, and it's
Yeah.
just so like crisp and yeah, really great.
It was a Blu-ray one, you said?
Mhm.
Well, who distributed it, or like what one is it? Is it like a certain anniversary version, or is it?
I don't know that it's an anniversary version, but it is a. I'd have to look. I don't have it here on me.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think they'll
but-
do one for the 50th?
well, more than likely.
Like a 4K print or something?
Well, the version that I have, I think it might even be 4K. It
Oh,
is
nice.
like, I think I got it from Target. Maybe it's something where it is like the packaging is meant to look like a VHS copy of it, but then you open it up and it's a Blu-ray, and it's got like the shark is still working. As many of the behind the scenes documentaries that they made, like it's got like they tried to pull as many different things as they could in one source. So it's like a pretty good collection there.
So, other than that, this is a question for everybody. If they were to do a re-release of the, I don't know, of the movie in Ultra 4K, UHD, whatever, shebang that they have now, what would you want to see on like the bonus features that maybe aren't in existence at the moment? For me,
I don't know that there's very much that is like able to be accessible that hasn't been released yet.
yeah.
Right.
I would want to see other directors' commentary maybe on its influence, and maybe a revisit with Steven and some maybe production people that are still around,
Yeah.
and just him talking about it, and because then you can glean some interesting stuff and insights maybe that aren't on the existing special features and stuff like that, but also
Steven.
other directors, talking about, oh yeah, Jaws just told me, or it made me want to be a director, Interesting commentaries from notable directors other than Stefan.
Get a commentary from Jason Statham, star of 2 Meg movies.
Yeah, Meg.
I developed a really big shark, even bigger than this.
A bunch of actors.
You're going Australian. Careful.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of actors who have starred in other shark movies, like Statham. Just that's all it is.
Just
like, oh,
here's
this is
all
what
the
we
people
ripped
who
off.
were in other shark movies.
Yeah.
Jason Statham, Samuel L. Jackson, LL Cool J? No.
Yeah, he was in Deep Blue
Yeah,
Sea.
Okay,
Deep Blue
yeah.
Sea.
It was like Cool J or Coolio? No, Cool J.
Thomas Jane.
Um,
Cool, Cool James, dude.
yeah,
Ladies
Thomas
love
Jane
Cool James.
would be in there.
But yeah, anything else to say about the 50th? It's a special time. It's 50 years of this movie, and it's
I
awesome.
thought you were about to say it's been 50 years of this shit.
I
That's
could.
what
I mean,
sounded like.
That's
50
what the
years.
ghost
Like,
Can you
went
believe
to
that?
been
say.
like
50
50.
years of
It's
this
been
is
50
shit.
years of this movie.
Well,
This fucking
I don't know. I
movie.
just think that like 50
It is
years
crazy.
on, we've never had any attempt at a remake, and
No.
whether that is like this was only approachable in the 70s when they had the balls enough to try to build a mechanical shark and like, adapt this book, or
Yep.
if this movie is so indelible and untouchable. But either way, I just think that yeah, it's like Godzilla is celebrating its 70th anniversary, and it's
Yeah.
like both of these things have stuck around for so long. How long can those streaks keep going? Maybe.
Well, I
Mm,
mean, yeah, they haven't really made another Jaws universe movie, like, but I know what you mean. How it's like it's still in the lexicon or the zeitgeist of pop culture, and it's
mhm.
it's always in the forefront of your mind when you think of like blockbusters, summertime, Fourth of July, creature feature. It's like, oh yeah, Jaws makes you scared to go back in the water, things like that. Where it is like a return to form for Universal being a monster movie too. So like
Right.
it's something like those, like King Kong and Godzilla, for sure. Um, I have it pulled up. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. Can you see the screen?
Maybe.
You just said something that fired my brain in a super specific way, and let me just throw this at you guys before we start.
Okay.
The idea of Jaws being remade in the vein of a Universal monster movie from the 40s or 50s, where it's like
Mhm.
set earlier than the 70s, where there's less
Right.
like maritime knowledge or anything, but
Oh
it's shot
shit,
in
yeah.
black and white. It is like I don't know, like I'm just picturing like Frankenstein and Dracula and the heavy shadows and all these different things that we really
Right.
appreciated about those,
Uh,
and translating that to the Quint, the Hooper, the Brody, because then Quint would probably be even closer to Ahab. Hooper would be just like some knowledgeable fisher. There's
yeah.
so many translations.
I I love that concept. I think that works.
Mhm.
I'm a huge proponent of setting a genre movie prior to when that genre movie was popular. Like, so the setting would
Mhm.
be like in the 1880s, or like, the Victorian whatever, and then like making Jaws but in Egypt, or something crazy in the Nile River.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's really a fun way to approach some of these
Like,
classical tropes.
yeah, like make it roughly the same broad strokes with characters and stuff like that, but just set it instead of like Martha's Vineyard in the 70s, a American colony in the 1700s or 1600s, where yeah,
Yeah, the American colony, or like if it's really, I don't know, like the first settlers of Australia, even, because that's another big
Mhm.
spot for sharks.
Right.
Or let's see, something in
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Mhm.
Some surfers out there, just King Kamehameha, just getting smacked, and then people hearing about shark attacks.
Yeah. Dude.
because then imagine
Possibility.
the Quint speech about the Indianapolis, because instead of it being like we delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb, it'd be like we were a colonist ship where it was a bunch of Polynesians who were traveling from one place to another, and we sunk. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
instead of Hooper going down in like a cage with a spear filled with like this toxin that will kill the shark, he's like free diving down to try and get this like abalone shard that they can use as a knife and um,
Yeah, that'd be cool
bro,
if
Brody is like, just like some sort of like chieftain who's there to like, hey, if nobody else is brave enough to go out there and fight the shark, I'm the person who's like, the buck stops here. I'm the responsibility and the authority and the leader, and to show that everybody's safe, I'm going to go out there even though I'm terrified of the water.
Exactly. And that's that we're hitting something close to what they've been doing with the Predator movie, the Prey film. Where Predator was set in modern time or future-ish, but then when they made Prey, they set it with Native Americans and like their point of view of this this creature that came to like hunt them. And I thought that was an interesting approach too. Like it's kind of a similar thing for what we're talking about. It's just like the same creature set against different odds, I guess.
Right.
But let's get into it.
Yeah.
Can you guys see the stream?
Yep.
All right.
Sees it.
It's black right now, but something will happen soon.
Well, it's the it's the like sonar fish sounds.
Yep.
And then, yep.
The boys, they all share a title card, which is
the triple R's, dude. Like as a kid, I was like, wait,
Who's
Robert
Roy
Richard?
Shaw
What?
Richard?
Wah, wah, wah. One thing that I've never specifically seen any coverage on is like what model or how did they equip these cameras to be underwater like this and sustained capturing of all of these things. I'd love to know. Back in the 70s.
Sea lion.
Wait, what do you mean sea lion? Please elaborate. Sea lion, I run.
Yeah, you strapped it to a sea lion, and there you go.
See, this is another thing like would be interesting to get, like, if these people are around today, being like, so what did Steven tell you guys to do? He just gave us a bunch of beer and we just hung out at the. He just said hang out and just talk and make up random.
Oh, look at these two! Look at these two! They're trying to. That fucking lobster. This is a very good quality version that you got here, Tyler.
I hope so. I hope it sticks with us.
Well, no, I just mean like the fidelity of you streaming this over Discord is very good.
Having a the boosted Discord gives you access to 1080p 60, so it would be less than if I was streaming it without it being boosted.
You're 1080p 60, dude.
That sounds like a Tony Hawk move.
Yeah, it does.
Bing. We gotta get that Tony Hawk like sound on our soundboard. Yeah, bing. Somebody pulls off an awesome trick on Jaws, like "Smile, you son of a bitch!" Bing.
That's the ultimate. That's the combo finisher right there.
Yeah.
There's no combo after that.
Boom.
I think day for night here.
There you go.
Say no.
That's got like a boom. Swimming.
This is day for night, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Huh?
I mean, clearly.
I could swim.
There's the sun right there. No, that's the moon.
Yeah, you could see the sun, so it's.
Sun's doing something.
But I'd like.
Could be the moon.
Yeah. Well, hey, could be the moon.
I see
Just
a
look at
leg.
it orange.
Ooh.
Blood moon. Dip below the surface. It would be really fun, and this is like very like pie in the sky, but like the three of us go to Martha's Vineyard and we are on the beach and we're like, hey everybody, we're here at Martha's Vineyard. We're gonna look at some locations of Jaws and watching some footage of Bradshaw getting sick from eating too much shellfish or something. Like he's just throwing up like, what a good time here at Martha's Vineyard.
Because Amity means.
As you know, Amity means friendship.
My boy's getting tickled right now.
Wee. Wee. This dude's like, I'm good. I'm zooted as fuck, dude. So they just maybe had a bunch of guys down there just dragging her foot.
No, so what they did is they had a like harness around her waist, basically,
Okay.
and then they had a bunch of people on the beach at different positions. Yeah, like maybe like
Yeah.
4 or 5,
Okay.
multiple people on different sets of ropes who'd be like, okay, left side pull, right side pull, middle pull, all these different positions to move her around and manipulate her in the water.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool.
And Steven pulled a sneaky on her where or I don't know.
Oh, hold on.
Well, there was an occasion where
Yeah, what happened?
for the stunt to create more of an authentic shocked react from her, they started that jerking motion when she wasn't ready, and I think she got like minorly injured, but she talks
Hell yeah.
about how like shocking it was for her to be like, holy shit, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
her reaction was that much more genuine because they shot it in that way.
Did they have her pretend like she was being like pulled under, like when she was like, you know, and like going down?
I don't know. I'm sure that Steven fucking pulled up in his little dinghy and was like, "Hey, I need you to be hyperventilating," and you know, like he probably did whatever he needed to as a director to help coach the actor to get in that headspace of, this is the kind of panic I want you to display, and to this degree, and
I actually think it was the sea lions again.
See, if a lot of what Steven Spielberg likes to do is these what would you call them, like merged frames,
Like a scene within a scene.
a scene within a scene, but like in a lot of his later movies, he would have made that background scene more in focus, so he'd like do that rack focus, kind of like
yeah,
both things would be in focus. That's a big thing around this time when what's his face from who did Scarface, Brian De Palma, you know, he was huge with doing that. Like everything was
the rack focus, or
well, like the superimposed, like both things in focus at the same time to like tell.
Sure.
And there would be like a weird blur around the thing in the foreground.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
yeah,
I can picture a scene from Scarface of Tony in the foreground. I think in a club with like the rest of the club behind him. Yeah.
Yep, and that everything in the club is in focus too. And you know, yeah, that was a huge like.
Well, that does so much. I just think that also is like a visual way of communicating like overabundance, or like because everything is in focus, you are forced to address more than just the one subject, so you're like adding more to your plate, which communicates more about the story and the tension and the
I think
characters.
That's what he wanted to do, is like he wanted to show everything. I don't think he liked the rack focus or the blur. He's like, I want to see the image. Like if I'm watching something, I just want the focus be on the thing in the foreground, even though that's compositionally accurate, but like I want to see maybe something hidden in the background, and I wanted it to be in focus.
I want to see something in the 5 ground.
But by now I've seen everything.
But by now, yeah.
This guy looking around like, what are we here for? What's going on?
What's
the
here?
Obvious human remains in front of you, bro. Like, fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and the cop that had the drool come out of his whistle.
Well, because he was just in the book they do a little
Officer drool whistle
where he like they start this scene from Hendrick's point of view, where he discovers the remains, and he's like, holy fucking shit. It's, you know, rookie cop on a quiet little island finds the remains of somebody horribly deformed. Just vomits his guts out and like, oh my god, I'm not ready for this. Not rookie cop, but
this isn't friendship. This isn't amity.
Well, if you're Yeah, if you're like serving as a cop in a community that is known for just being like peaceful, quiet, yada yada, the very first time that you're gonna come across something like that, it's gonna be probably just so shocking for you. Like, what?
Wouldn't it be an awesome bait and switch to like do what we were talking about, make a Jaws remake, but like do it beat by beat, similar to Jaws, but then do the bait and switch kind of thing where it's like Mayor Vaughn was the murderer the whole time. He
Yeah,
killed
like
Chris.
like a person or human being. Regardless of who, you could do that to be like, oh, the savagery was so brutal that we can't even
The
comprehend that a human
savagery.
being did this.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have to
yeah.
assume that it was a beast or some giant fish. Like here, there be dragons or sea monsters, whatever.
I know we did discuss like there's actually vampires and maybe that could work.
Actually,
And Mayor
vampires.
Vaughn is a vampire because the kid comes in, he's like, I got bit by a vampire,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's like, there's truth to that.
I think if anybody was a vampire in the Amity community, it might be the lady who's like, "Well, I own the hotel, so that's just my opinion." You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
she's the like
Or it,
busybody
or it
friend
could
of Ellen.
be Quint's friend with the dog.
I ain't doing this, Mr. Quint. You're crazy.
You're crazy, Mr. Quint.
You're gonna kill yourself catching this fish.
This is just a random guy that showed up one day.
I love it. Like, yeah. Oh my god. I've thought about a few different things that if I had a time machine, I would want to specifically go back and experience. And I think adding this to the list, like, hey, I just want to be on Martha's Vineyard from the time that they're beginning shooting Jaws to the end, and just see like what happens in the community and who gets involved and etc.
Yeah.
And like they're talking about in behind the scenes stuff, like the PA system that they set up throughout the island to communicate with production people, and just almost constantly hearing like the shark is not working, the shark is not working.
Oh, I just picked up on the Roosevelt site has that Mayor Vaughn shirt, but instead of like some of the anchors, it has little Jaws heads too.
Oh. Until it swims up and bites you in the ass. Now look, these proportions are correct. Like to prove that, wouldn't you? Guess your name into the National Geographic.
Vaughn's Realty.
Yep. A little nod to the book element where he's the mayor, but he's also a realtor. And so he is like involved in a mafia scam where the mafia is like
Oh shit.
pressing him to let out, like they're basically saying like, hey, you're gonna give us your properties or for super cheap, and then we're gonna do illegal activity out of them, and you're in our pocket.
Right.
So that's why he's so adamant about um, the beaches and the like money coming in. Is as the mayor, he needs to funnel some of that money to the mafia to pay off his own debt. He's trying to cover his own ass through all of this.
So yeah, he wants people to go to the beaches, and he's like, this shark's gonna cost me money. Damn it.
Well, I mean, it's little column A, little column B. Like it's definitely a lot of corruption where he's like, my main interest is saving my own ass and paying off the mafia so that I don't feel threatened. So he, puts his own well-being and livelihood above the citizens. But I don't think he like, I think because another thing is they don't have anybody that like catches a false shark or the reporter guy in the background there in the blue jacket
Yeah.
is actually working with Brody behind the mayor's back in the book to
Okay.
rat on the mayor or to be like, hey, this is what's going on. He's not investigating stuff. Or I personally have investigated things. I think it's a great white. I think you need to bring somebody in from the mainland.
Sure.
Yeah, the dynamics in the book are much, much different, but
It's interesting. There's a
roughly,
mafia element in the book.
but that I don't think is not a subtext that is missing from the movie. Even as a kid, I was like, why does he like he's got a reason for keeping these beaches open.
Yeah, and then it takes
I didn't
it takes that hospital visit where he's like, my kids
like it. Yeah, like as a kid, you don't necessarily understand maybe why there's, you know, but you get the feeling that there's more going on than because when he speaks over Brody, he's like, "It's only 24 hours." It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Kittner.
You've got a body count that's only rising.
Should we release this episode of us discussing this on like the Kittner anniversary?
You kidding?
July
You
3rd,
kidding?
Yeah, something like
No.
that.
2nd, I think, because he gets eaten now. No, maybe the 1st. Somewhere close within the 4th for sure.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July.
That guy's face.
Rip that guy's face.
It surprises me though that like there isn't anybody in those chairs. Like those like why aren't they
In
in
what
the-
chairs?
the lifeguard chairs from that? Let's see this.
Well-
this. Look at this.
Yeah,
He's got that
the
blurry-
soft focus around him.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
look at those
that-
lifeguard
again-
chairs. Like a lifeguard could probably see some shadows far off in the distance, coming.
Sure,
into
but you're
shore.
talking about a small island community that, as one of the reporter guy says, he's like, we've never had these kind of troubles in these waters. They trust them, like they know that this is a safe, nothing happens community. Why would they need lifeguards? Everybody here is like a boater or a fisherman. If they really need somebody to go out there and save somebody, people can swim. Like they're so complacent because of
Yeah,
their
it seems like
quiet,
they're just-
idyllic little.
This seems like a waste of money. Mayor Vaughn's like, no lifeguards. I don't need them.
Yeah.
I got something to tell you.
The tab cola back there.
Generic music playing.
Yeah, I think that double focus shot, whatever you want to call that, is Spielberg also saying like, well, his attention is split. Like he's trying
Yep.
to
He's like, I'm trying to.
he's consciously trying to like keep his focus on the guy that's talking to him, but subconsciously he's definitely like, okay, I'm just trying to,
Yeah,
watch
can we
the
get some
waters.
justice for this dog too? Not just Kitten
Tippet?
died, dude. We lost
Steven
a good
Spielberg.
boy.
Was interviewed decades. I think it was like 2000 something. He was interviewed decades after the movie came out by this little girl who's like, "Hi, Mr. Spielberg. I watched Jaws and I wanted to know what happened to the dog." And he had to like, in the moment, just take a second, and be like, "Oh shit,
Oh yeah.
Tippet. He's okay.
Rip.
He went home. That's why we don't see him. Is he went home?"
Well, he's appeasing a little girl. We know what happened to that fucking dog.
Yeah, exactly. Like he did everything
that
he can to
piece
just
of shit.
one little girl understand like everything's okay, but
Justice for Tippet. Tippet 2. Like hashtag Tippet 2.
Two.
Tippy canoe.
Tippy Canoe and Tippet 2.
Tippet canoe and Tippet two.
Oh, tippy canoe.
Tippet two.
Don't care about your hat.
Bad hat, Harry.
That's some bad hat, Alex.
Without the hat, she's not going to be able to see Alex's body.
Oh.
Good.
I like the just like spread out red blood color washing up on the shore there.
Yeah.
Because it
Like
always
Alex
felt to me
Spielberg.
like it was like a couple hundred feet down the shore. Like everybody's out there looking like, oh god, what just happened? And little do they know, if they look just to the left, they would see that washed up and like.
Yeah, I can't get Harry's man boobs out of my head. When he came up to Brody, hey there, he's wiping down his boobies.
Yeah.
Boobies?
Flapjacks.
You all know me.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, in this scene, I've like,
You all
I don't
know
know.
what I'm about.
this is there's one specific reason why I would know this. I think that in this scene, Quint is eating saltines, specifically saltine crackers.
Yeah.
And that's because during that speech that you just said, there's the moment where he goes like, or you can hear some mouth noises.
Yeah.
And being somebody that sometimes eats just saltines, those are the exact, like, it is such a specific thing. Those are the exact
Oh, yeah.
mouth noises that somebody makes when you're eating saltine after saltine. Your mouth will like dried out.
He's the old salty sea dog too.
Yeah, he's a salty sea.
And then, yeah, I think like later on the ship, he's eating one, then tucks it into his pocket when the bomb starts going off. I'm like, that's just going to disintegrate in a few seconds.
You gotta have a little pocket cracker, dude. It just happens.
The most fragile cracker in the world.
Yeah. That was my nickname in high school.
Pocket cracker.
No, the most fragile cracker in the world.
Look at this Bill Smith shirt back there. What is that about? Is that a local store?
Pizza delivery?
Sombra or something like that?
Something.
Bill
Yeah.
Sombra?
Roger, did you see my snap the other day?
Which one?
I was fixing a dock at work, and I sent a snap that it was like, screwdriver, dude. Hammer, dude. Saw, dude.
Saw.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Scritchy.
He just appears too, which is
Put on my
interesting. He
quick
like
hat.
I saw everybody usher into that room. I did not see him.
He just slinked in the back. Ain't gonna be easy.
Mad
When did he draw it? When did they draw that chart?
Yeah, when did they draw that shark? Who drew that?
Who do it?
Is that Alex in there?
I hope so.
There's his homie. The Droopy.
Like Ed Gein.
This man
Yeah, it
has
does look like
pockets
fucking
on
Ed
his
Gein.
hat.
That's the murderer. The
Where you
secret
put the
murderer.
cracker at, dude.
What?
Where you put the cracker at.
Like, that's what I'm saying. He's got even fucking pockets on his hat for putting crackers in.
Yeah,
Those little pockets on the top of his hat.
I just put this Quint hat on for the first time in probably close to a year, and I just discovered there was something in one of the pockets.
Saltine?
No, it wasn't saltine.
It
It
would
was
be
a toothpick.
amazing. Oh, well, that's okay too.
What was it?
Old damn thing. Toothpick.
So you there was like some hang dangle or something.
I don't think that fit.
It's a little dart, little spliff.
Some dirt.
Well, something like that maybe, but they're not very big pockets.
It's true.
Perfect for a
Ladies and
saltine.
gentlemen.
I would say just put one in there and then leave it and then come back to it.
It doesn't
later.
even fit a saltine. You'd have to break the
Nope.
saltine first, and then you've got nothing.
Was Ed Gein wearing a leather hat?
He's
what it
gotta
looked
be
like.
fashionable. He's the secret killer. He's the one who chopped up
Yeah.
Kittner and Tippett. He wanted his dog to be the highlight of the movie. Oh, there's another dog. Oh shit. He's
Speaking of
coming.
dogs,
He's
That's
coming, dude.
Spielberg's dog.
Oh, I scared you, dummy.
Well, I mean, for good reason though.
Yeah.
Like he's talking about right now. He's a New York City cop, and that's a certain type of person.
Yeah, he's a city
like
slicker. He's a
so.
city type vibe.
But for somebody even in the 70s, like such a small understanding of like Jacques Cousteau is still making discoveries back in the day, and they're still learning about these animals. So he's like, people know how old sharks are. I don't know fucking shit. I just know that it's killing people. How do I handle this, Ellen? Yeah. And he's sitting there like diving into this. It's like somebody in London who's like, what the fuck? And they're just reading up on serial killers while Jack the Ripper's happening. They're like,
So
just
what? Somebody's just going
polluting
to
their mind.
kill people? What? Yeah, we have at our house right now in one of my kids' rooms is a book called
Serial Killer?
A Shark Attack book, and it has gruesome after pictures of like people that have survived shark bites, and I'm like, you really want to read this? And I'm like reading them like the front of the book has like a really like bloody gummed shark mouth like maw.
Ugh,
I was like, dude, you really want to watch
brother.
read this, man?
Yeah.
No.
I just took her looking at a couple dudes on a boat.
That's foreshadowing
It's five shadow.
Yep.
it.
Couple
that's like-
bros on a boat.
For a movie that doesn't have a lot of overt comedic moments, that's I think one of the better comedic moments of the movie is him being so stressed out and all these things, and she's not sure why, and then she takes one peek in the book and it's just like, yep.
Yep. Oh, this is it. I see why you're so scared. Why I scared you when you jumped like that.
Yeah. Come and get him.
And that guy jumps in and gets it. He's like, I want it. That looks good.
I want to eat that Sunday roast.
Yeah,
It's all salted.
This is basically the book I'm reading my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the guy that survived a shark bite. Here are other people. Like it's more about like marine biology too, like people conserving sharks and
God. Yeah, let's just appreciate the Williams score here in this moment because it's so good.
Maybe I will.
it is. I like the contemplative music.
Hell yeah. That's the book you're reading your kids.
Yeah.
To come up,
Well,
but
not,
like for
not that gruesome, but like here's this guy. He survived a shark bite, and it's like his torso got like punctured.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, the score also when Hooper goes diving underwater, like when he's like when him and Brody are out. That's kind of a spooky, eerie song too.
Yeah, to know that at a certain point in his composing, he didn't have like much to work on for like visuals or anything like that. Like the score came before other things. So he was sitting and writing these things, just thinking about what the mood would be or the atmosphere or the scene itself and how it would reflect that.
Right.
Right.
What a beast.
Charlie,
swim!
Swim, Charlie. Swim, Charlie. Forget the roast. Come on, Charlie.
Don't eat the roast, Charlie. Just swim to me, Charlie.
But guys, the roast.
The what?
What?
We need like that should absolutely be on our soundboard. I don't know why it hasn't been.
What?
What?
That would be good.
Oh,
I did add this one.
Y'all know me. Know how I earn a living.
Hell yes. I say that to myself so much.
You know how I earn a living. We got the doll's eyes. Oh, there's this homie.
What do I do?
Here comes Honey Boo Boo.
Frank Silva, Harbor Master. Eating his fucking breakfast, his cereal, watching all these people go crazy.
They kiss.
yeah. Mwah.
Hello, big man.
Are you Hooper? Yep.
Welcome to our island, young feller. Everybody
Love it.
gets two on the lips when they get in.
Right here. Right on the puss. Right here.
There's so many 30-something hipsters that nowadays that look like Hooper.
Yeah, right.
Very true. Just all denim. I'm a denim dad. Dude.
Yeah. With the beanie and the beard.
I don't want your Supreme. I'm a denim boy.
That's dynamite.
That's just fantastic. How wonderful. That's dynamite.
Let's throw the dynamite at the guys in the boat.
That'll get him out.
Fuck you.
Oh wait, one of those guys is the same guy as the Ahwa.
Yeah.
Aw.
No, I thought we knew that.
I never knew that.
Oh.
Like I literally just
Hey!
clocked the guy. Like, oh, that's the same. Like, that's the face.
Yeah, the camouflage guy.
Yeah. What do you mean, your people?
You mean Americans? Well, yeah.
They're all blackies. I mean, what?
Really good time today. National Geographic? Great.
Oceanographic. Similar, but
I hate little kids. I don't want to see the. Yeah.
Never met their mothers.
Look at this guy in the back just standing there picking a wedgie.
Yep, I guess you're saying a thing. Yep,
You're talking. This is fun.
you're talking. I'm not.
More dogs. Dogs
Oh
just
my
chill,
God.
dude.
I always felt so bad for this dog.
Couple
Like, how
puppets.
does the dog understand how to like counteract the waves and motion of a boat?
Well, like, what is the dog gonna do if they catch a shark? You know what I mean?
Right?
Bark
You're
at
only
it.
bringing it with you because you want its company, and it doesn't know how to be on a boat.
Yeah. Oh, they do it enough; they get used to it.
But not in the front like that. Like, it's just unprotected. If there's one big wave, it's going right off.
Sibilance.
If you
Sibilance.
Because this really is like two different halves of a movie. If you had to pick which half might be your favorite, which one would you say?
Half.
Second half.
Second half. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. Second half really doesn't work without the first half, but like
Yeah.
And
most of the fun happens in the second half.
Oh, no,
Sure,
so much of
Sure.
the Quint happens in the second half.
but there's
Most iconic
Yeah.
stuff happens in the second half.
is that? Do we think so? Because
I
like
do, because that's
Well-
when we get the Indianapolis, the
Yep.
Hiroshima
Yep.
bomb. We get the doll's
Hiroshima,
eyes.
yeah. But
We
then
get
you
the
all,
star
that's.
talk. You know.
I just think there's something to be said for that first half. I don't disagree with either of you, but I think that like there are a couple things that are swinging for the first half, like stuff like the pond. It's going into the pond, or
Yeah, there's
like
I mean, you can make those arguments for sure.
the Alex attack. Like like you
Yeah,
said,
this
Where's the
definitely has
cutoff?
like a
Where's the cutoff? Like
first half has a
is the first half right when they're getting on the orca and they're venturing out, and then you see like
when
through the window of Quint's
yes
wharf.
that
Yeah.
exactly right, because that's when it cuts from that to them on the open ocean with Brody chumming and Quint in the chair, etc.
Yes. Okay.
So, but like you said, like the second half doesn't work without the first, and the first doesn't work without the second. But
No.
the first has this scene. It's like a procedural where it sets up like the mystery and the killer, the people solving the mystery, and all this, and the intrigue.
Yep.
it also feels a lot more like horror movie too, you know, like it's
Yeah.
got that monster movie feel to it.
There's the orca. There's our baby.
And I don't think that there's any right answer here. It's just like,
No,
how do you quantify one or the other? It's
right.
It's a very subjective thing, but oh, dude, the pattern on his jacket is so good.
Whose jacket?
Meadows, the journalist.
Okay.
It's like
yeah,
a dark burgundy with like red and blue
yeah,
checkers
yeah.
on
I
it.
see it.
And his red pants. What a 70s man.
Yeah,
Red pants.
Red pants, red shirt, yellow shirt, red tie. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Brown bricks.
I like making yellow shirts in Minecraft.
A what? What kind of shack?
What?
That's two different animals.
Oh my god.
You said tiger and then you said shark. What does that mean? It's like if I said it's a dog shark.
One of my favorite Brody lines is coming up right here. If you couldn't understand, he's like backing away and he's saying like, I'm not saying that it isn't the shark. I'm just saying that it may not be the shark. It's just a slight
Yeah.
difference in semantics that I don't want to get beaten up for. And it's
Yeah.
Right.
Look how happy though he is. He's like, oh, now we feel safe. This is awesome, dude. I'm right.
well, 'cause he's with the chief of police. Like,
yeah,
you know,
he's like, we killed this
he's
shark.
got nothing to
dude.
worry about now.
We did it.
Back to the men.
Well, now you just let all that air out of
You wanna be
poor Brody. He's like, damn it.
Very, very slow. Powers is bound to still be in there. We should like cut in the Hooper and Brody scene where they talk about phone sex.
You ever have sex on the phone?
I'm telling you, she's sitting there, she's telling you all these things, and she's making you feel good. Martin, she's making you feel great.
You gotta try it, man.
You hear her heavy breathing and everything.
It's very hip nowadays in the 70s, you know?
It's dramatic, acid.
Damn, dude.
Chief Keef? Keef Brody? Because he's always smoking back big fat doinks.
Out here in Amish, smoking big doinks in Amish.
This is also Wilson is a good argument for
That is also Wilson?
Yep.
the first half argument.
There's just
Because
so
like
much.
this, he thought everything was well and good. We got this shark. He was riding high. Hooper kind of dampens those dreams, and then she comes in like,
Yeah.
"You fucking asshole! You can't do anything about this. What are you gonna do?" And he's like,
Well,
"Well,
like-
fuck! I gotta go fucking kill this shark now."
Hooper presents like facts and hard evidence and things that he can somehow, maybe in some way, ignore or be like, well, you know, you can't prove that for a fact. Like, you're giving me statistics about like 100 to 1. Well, maybe this is the one. But she then comes in and really lays in the repercussions of what is going on and the decisions he's made so far.
Yep.
So it's like he can't
Yeah.
escape from either scenario. He's either got to face the facts that are being given to him by an expert, or he's got to face the feelings of the citizens that he's sworn to protect.
The reality of like what just happened. Like
Mhm.
this
Yeah, like,
can't.
End
be
of the day, yeah. End of the day, it doesn't matter what Hooper's saying. It matters what she is saying, because she's the one who lost her son because of the direct. I mean, he had no choice, kind of, but like, you know, the direct actions of Brody.
Yeah, if there's
That's
any
all.
scene that kind of makes Brody second guess like what he should do for the situation, it's that scene where she shows up and like everybody, you know, is in, you know, taking pictures of this thing, getting really excited, and then she like just brings that shadow of death around her and like,
Mhm.
really, guys? Really? Here's
I
the
think-
reality, guys. I lost a son and you guys are
Yeah.
smiling.
And he's got these two sons, and he's like, obviously, he's fucking drinking himself like to not caring right now.
Yeah.
And I think that to me as a kid, that scene with Mrs. Kintner always spoke to like his drive. When you see him on the boat, like taking out his gun and firing at the shark, or doing these things that act in defiance of his supposed like super duper fear of the water and all these different things, and then the end when he's like, "Smile, you son," like that was always like the fire in his belly, the reason that he feels like he personally needs to be the one to kill the shark or like take action in helping kill the shark is because of Mrs. Kintner.
Yeah. Yep. It's all from her and her plight. And,
Sure.
I mean,
Because
Chrissy.
he didn't know
Chri-
Chrissy. Yeah.
Yeah. In a way, Chrissy a little bit, but like, yeah, Kittner was like, oh fuck, we got a kid, and then he relates that to his kids, and it's like, oh god.
He was on that beach on that day. His kids were on the beach in the water on that day. Uh,
Yeah, could have been his kid. My kids.
and that exactly that helps compound on the next scene because then Brody kind of like is like living in the shoes of Miss Kintner. Like that still is haunting him throughout the rest of the movie. No matter what he does, is the words of Mrs. Kintner. More probably less so than the slap is her like, or more than the slap is her words.
Yep. That slap was kind of towards the town too. I don't think I would take it that personally if I was Brody, but like he did obviously, but like that was a slap to everybody in town. If she could, she probably would have slapped Vaughn too if he was nearby.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You slap the mayor, the chief of police that's nearby can arrest you. If you slap the chief of police and take him aback, there's nobody that can do shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, oh fuck, yeah, I guess I deserved it.
Yeah,
Because
I guess
then
I had that coming.
Yeah, didn't Vaughn say something like, yeah,
He's
forget
like,
her?
I'm sorry, Martin. She's wrong.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Why would you say that? What an asshole thing to say.
He
Like,
didn't. He didn't speak up about like, Martin, you should press charges or anything like
Yeah.
procedural. He was like trying to just emotionally be there.
he's
in
like,
whatever way.
forget her. She just lost a kid. She's a dumb bitch.
She's a dumb bitch.
God.
And he's like, nah, dude, she's not. She lost a kid.
Yeah, no, she's not.
No, she's not. But that's something Vaughn would say, that asshole. Just
But that also speaks a lot to Brody, is because like the first scene that we see him in, he wakes up and his first thought, or his like one of the first things he says is like, "Where are the kids?" Like he
Wait,
shows
kid.
he is showing concern and care for the people in his family and that he cares about. So of course, the death of a child or somebody's son is going to like hit home with him, you know. He's a New York cop and he talks about like you can't walk you got to walk your kids to school. He's clearly got a very protective side to him, a very like paternal uh, yeah, like instinct.
So I've talked about this before, though. This is a side little tangent. When I watched this when I was in school, we watched it 100 times, or as long as we could, to find different ways of looking at it, like sound. We would just listen to the audio tracks. We would just watch it for the lighting. We would just watch it for the story and things like that. When it came to I was on a train of thought here. I was just thinking of it.
You can do it.
The story where you kind of break it down like man versus self, or man versus nature,
Yeah.
man versus whatever. I could make the argument, like a lot of people
That's
said,
all.
like, oh, it's man versus nature, right? It's a guys going out to fight a force of nature, right? A shark.
Yeah.
But you could also make an argument for Brody, man versus self, because this is a very like inward thing.
100%.
He's taking things upon himself. Like everything is on him. He's chief police. He's supposed to keep this place
Chief police,
safe. And he has to overcome a lot of things that deal with nature. Obviously, like his fear of the water or swimming and things like that. But yeah, I just thought of that. Like you could make both those arguments. Like, yeah, it was man versus nature, but also man versus self.
be right back.
Okay.
I'll be left front.
I'll be front left.
Hell yeah. That's what she said.
Where the hell are they right now? Just in a boathouse?
Just chilling. Yeah, probably. Marina.
Is this your house,
Marina
Uber?
boathouse.
No, this is
Well,
not my house.
This is my house?
Is this my house? No, I can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Dude's huffing gasoline? What is he doing? He sounds so
So
drunk
many
right now.
rounds.
So many rounds. I like to drink. Drinky drink.
The wine, sweet berry wine.
Sugar wine. I love wine. It's the best wine ever. I got this at Martha's Vineyard.
So many spilling away, Jose spills out. Tastes like fruit.
It's like fruit. Hey, Jenny.
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 Free wine.
Government. You're a dumbass, Brody. Oh, this is my Lawrence. Here, this is my DJ track I'm working on. Ready?
I was going to say a pretty sick synthesizer track going on.
Watch this. Wah, beep, wah, beep.
Go check what happens when I connect these two different channels here. Minnesota State Community and Technical College.
Come on, pig.
Piggy, come on, Piggy.
Marijuana.
It's been Gardner's boat. It's Chauncey Gardner's boat.
The
Huh?
shark is big.
The shark is good. I watch TV. If the garden is good.
Aside.
He got dressed really quick.
Who's out here having dinner?
I was saying that fucking so much at work.
Out here having dinner.
I went solo on a site, and I was just working on a dock, and I was like, "Who's out here fixing docks?"
Whose toes are
Whose toes
those?
are those?
Sugriva.
Sugriva.
Who's the great ape?
Who's that great ape right there?
Fucking just starts.
Sugriva.
Oh my gosh. What do I do? Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
Whoop, whoop! Show me your fucking butthole, dog! Hey, Peter.
Player.
Hey, Peter.
Better.
Here comes the
But-
Skelly man. Here comes Chauncey Gardner. Oh, hello.
Who's toes on?
Who's out here eating eyeballs? Looks like he's swimming in Mountain Dew. It's mellow yellow.
Oh, yeah. Green.
Yeah, shine that in my face, asshole. Who's out here pissing in the ocean?
What the hell?
Is that a vape? Oh, never mind. It was a cigarette.
Stinky.
I'm not listening to the soundbar. I'm watching the movie.
Same here. I'm
No,
watching
I've
Mayor
muted
Vaughn's
the
face.
soundboard because I don't want to hear that shit.
Mayor Vaughn's face this whole
Yeah.
time. He's like, you know, I have to deal with the mafia soon, right?
Oh, dude, one of the Roosevelt shirts is that anchor pattern.
That's what I said.
Dude, I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay. It looks like that one, but it also has shark heads on it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Describe Buster Brown's.
Pair of shoes.
Just hanging by their shoes.
That's what Buster Browns were. They were a pair, like a brand or style of shoes back in the day.
How much you want to bet that was Quint? He graffitied that with his buddy.
This will get me hired for sure.
He's always up there drawing pictures on chalkboards and stuff. So
I mean, that would not be a terrible thing to like. You know, like
he
it
wants
certainly
that
would put.
10K, dude.
He put it. It would put fear in some people, and you know, if he's
Yeah.
the only option out there, like, hey, I'll take care of it. You know.
We know he's a psychopath from the second half of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He fucking bangs on the CB radio with a mallet or a baseball bat. You don't need to call anybody. Well, bam.
In the book, one of the first things that we see him doing is fishing for baby dolphins to butcher them and take their heads, and he uses the heads of baby dolphins as bait for big ass sharks.
Yeah, dude,
And
that
when
sounds like a
Hooper finds
psycho.
that out, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude."
Look, Larry David back there. You see that?
That's Derry Lavin.
Larry David. Oh, here comes the homies. A what?
Aw.
Oh, that
This
guy
is
just spiked the
definitely one of my
lens.
favorite tracks on the soundtrack. It's just so like
Whimsy.
heroic.
Brr, we got some horns playing.
Industrious.
Oh, there's me coming in.
Yeah, what are you doing there?
My family. My cars.
Luis Guzman.
I wonder what that kid wanted to say.
Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You know, about 6 or 7. Oh, butt shot.
That is very much like some like Detroit lakes, like some specific Minnesota
Yeah.
towns during like peak lake days.
Gotta have a video game. You know, Stevie Boy loves video games.
That's why he directed Ready Player One.
Hey, we got a homie up there on the tower now. Good.
Well, yeah.
They gotta look like they at least care a little bit now. Now that other like outsiders are here. But he's just
Mayor
up there-
Vaughn said,
he's up there vaping or like baiting or something. I don't know.
You boys do whatever you need to do to make sure those beaches are safe. But we will be open for business.
Make sure those bitches are safe.
Bitches.
dude, Murray Hamilton would have played a great pimp.
Yeah.
Bitches better have my money. My bitches were on that street too. My bills were in that bus too.
Two balls, one strike.
Terry Christian. All right. He takes it for the out. Good job, Terry Christian. You got it. Got that out. Hi, can I have a kiss? I am the mayor. I get kisses. Give me my kiss and get in the water.
Please, get in the water, or else I'll kiss you. In the water.
I love seeing grown men in the water. You're coming with me, kid. If I die, you're dying.
That's also like a dark thing right there. It's just like, all right, kids,
You just see them get zapped, or like a
we
shark
might
just-
die now.
Yeah, we're walking to our death.
Let me lead you to your doom.
Yay, this is fun, right? That's right. Go die. Good job, kids.
As you know, amity means friendship. That's why I've sent my friend to die.
Now on with the countdown.
And now on with the special dedication.
Listen here, little boy.
Listen here, kid. You're not my real kid.
I know it's for the old, but do it for the old, okay?
Okay.
Can't
okay.
hear you.
Okay. Nice whispers. Watch the kid just biff it and hit the sand.
Right?
But
Face plant in the sand, mouth full of dirt.
fucking kid deserved it. Chasing after.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you deserve it for trying to love your brother. You can go fuck yourself, kid. Nope. Nope. No music this time.
The absence of music makes it a little bit more tense too. Because you're like waiting for something, you know?
Yeah, it feels like something is off, where you're like, something's not matching up here.
Yeah.
Very much on purpose, I'm sure.
That shot pointing up. You
A
just see,
pussy
like-
shot. Give me the pussy.
You just see some bubbles come out, like, oh shit, what the fuck? And I have no friends.
Would you be
Moody, as you
interested?
know, means loneliness.
Ooh.
Same
Oh,
movie,
girl.
How'd we miss it, guys?
It's funny if they just start shooting at it.
They shoot a bunch of
Kill kids. Yeah.
fucking kill it. I love how the old folks are like, let's watch some death.
In unison. Well, there's a signal. Time to watch some shit go down.
All right. What the hell, lady? Stop looking at the camera. Get off, kid. It's mine. Oh, God. The fact that there isn't music still, it's just chaos. And you just hear people screaming and crying and this guy dying. He's dead now.
Hell yeah. Dude.
And then this is where it's like, yeah, after we figured this out, it's just these homies doing this.
What a couple of pranksters. But back in the day in 1975, they hadn't set this precedent of like the fake out necessarily.
Blam.
Of like, because there's a fake out happening, now we can expect the real thing to happen.
Yeah,
It was probably much more.
Yeah, then it gets more scary because like the guy in the dinghy, he's like, "You kids, what are you doing in here?"
You should fucking drown those kids, dude.
Yeah. That's a great shark scream too.
Right.
Shark.
And she's just standing there like trying to paint the scenery, so of course she'd be like observant and see it.
Yeah, she's doing some realism.
Some landscapes.
What's up, dude?
Freaky, dude. I saw it. Look at my cool boat. See, now the music's here. More scary. Yummy.
Ugh. Hate it.
It is freaky. Could you imagine like being an actor with Bruce in the water?
No, I can't.
It would
that's
freak me the
literally
hell out.
my heart would explode and I would die.
Whose toes are those?
Whose toes are those? Who's out here having dinner?
That is my worst nightmare, is being in the water with a mechanical shark like Bruce. I would die.
Really? For real?
No, that triggers a primal, irrational fear center of my brain that I cannot separate myself from. That was coded into me as a child, and I just can't if this happened to me before where I've been completely safe and known that, but that part of my brain starts working and I have to get out of the water.
Right.
Yeah, it's the fight or flight, man. That's scary.
Yeah, but it's not even about sharks. It's about a big uncanny valley, not real shark.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's something other than just like a fear of an animal. It's like it's the fact that I don't know. There's so many elements at play. It's like I know it's fake, but it's like it's in its element. You know, it's in the water. Like if Bruce was like on land, I'd be like, oh, cool, sweet, let's touch it.
Oh no! On land, I'd still be fucking freaked out.
Oh, okay.
But in the water, my heart would just explode and die. It would just be such an instantaneous thing. Like, oh, that's happening? Okay, I'm out.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
No, thank you.
No thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you.
I mean, Eric, it's like your moment with your brother. Like, if you were somehow able to amplify that into a scenario yeah, it's just like that. It hits on something in your brain that you cannot explain, and it's just
when I was helping my brother move his dock in to his boat lift into his
I've heard the story. You've told the story before.
no, but I know, but this weekend,
Oh, this weekend.
last weekend, I helped him again, right?
Okay.
And we were moving it down, and I looked over just in time to see like most of a snake going into the rocks along the the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I was carrying the thing. I was like, "Oh, snake! Oh, fuck!"
Yeah, dude. Like you just. Ugh.
Yep, sucks. It was just out loud. I couldn't control it. Just, oh, snake! Oh, fuck!
Oh, fuck off! Bye. Have fun with your dock.
Yeah, I was in the water, so I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, those fuckers that can swim on top of the water.
Yeah,
and just like get up on you.
That'd be terrible.
No
Thankfully,
bueno.
I think this was just your standard issue snake. He was just going into the rocks, but if he was got one of them there swimming expansion packs, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, the SIS.
You got the swimming
expansion.
DLC. Look out.
Yeah, we got the different DLCs, man. In Climb. It's just the gliding DLC.
Yeah, the gliding?
It's a rare one.
That's fucking like.
Have you seen the one where they can
DLC
open
alone.
the door?
Yeah, I saw that too.
That DLC where the anaconda is just like, or no, it's a boa or something. It just like opens the door and flops in. Plonk.
That's a player-made DLC.
That's a mod, yeah.
Yeah. Mod on the curse.
I always thought, though, to get back on that conversation, like for the actors, there had to have been some of your worries, Wilson. You know, like the fear of like, I'm in the water with this mechanical shark. This is like seems really real. Like there should be some trauma happening.
It's not even about it being really real. Like some of them might have been thinking like, I'm in the water with this big mechanical thing that is worked on pneumatic tubes and pressure and all these things that have not been working. So at what point might these mechanics go wrong and injure somebody
that's a fear too, yeah. Like that's even worse.
Like there's a famous photo of Spielberg just like hanging out. Yeah. It's like a funny like he's in the of Bruce.
He's in his Daisy Dukes too.
I could not ever do that. Even just being around that. So I don't know. The guy that had to do that scene in the little dinghy, like because they filmed another entire scene that's not in the movie of him like being carried in the shark's mouth for an extended period of time, and like the guy goes right past Michael Brody and picks him up, and it's like a super traumatic thing for Michael, and that's why he goes into shock.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that dude had to like be hanging out in the grasp of this mechanical thing that looked like a shark, whether that bothered him or not. But like anybody could be worried about like when might these mechanics go wrong and just like pinch me too hard or injure me more than that.
Yeah, building a thing like a great white, is one thing. There are some sharks that are like, like a bit smaller in comparison to a great white, that are like, oh, okay, it's just like a dog size or, like a large dog size shark. That seem like they're more tolerable than witnessing a gargantuan behemoth of a shark.
Yeah, that's part of it too, is that like the proportions of this thing. It's not just a shark. It is a fucking massive, like near unrecorded. There have been stuff like
Cap.
You can call me lover. I expect many kisses on my boat.
Hello, Lepar. Caviar. Don't forget the color TV. Half-ass astronaut or spear fisherman?
Do you say SMG? Is that something else? Because I don't see an SMG on that dock.
Yeah, it must be something else. I've looked that up as well. I don't know.
It's an S my D, dude.
S my D.
S my D.
You got some harpoons. You got some S my Ds.
Harpens?
Monkey cage.
Anti-shark cage. Cage in the water.
You go in the water?
Sharks
In the water. Our shark.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Well and adieu, you ladies of Spain. I'm looking at my fucking Lego right now. Such a cool Lego.
Hooper's just like like, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're cool.
But one thing that I found funny about that song, even just tonight thinking about it, is like, if you're singing that to a Spanish lady, there's probably no guarantee that she's going to understand either farewell or adieu, because those are both in different.
Farewell and adieu.
So you're talking to her and she doesn't know what the
Say
fuck you're
adios,
saying.
dude.
Say adios. You're close. So long, farewell.
Yeah,
say
like-
goodbye.
Just let's retranslate that in the from the perspective of the Spanish lady. Nothing.
Nothing. I like how he says, "You ladies of Spain,
Oh, Spain.
Spain."
The body of Mary Lee.
That guy is really getting a kick out of that. His bosom's mate, whatever, the homeboy with the gingham on. Oh, here it is.
Yep.
Second half. Here we go.
This basically, whether it's like split down the middle, this does mark the separation between point A and point B of the story, I feel.
Oh yeah, because they're leaving Amity, where friendship thrives. But they leave. They leave Amity to become friends, which is so funny. Friendly. I don't know.
I would say the only two friendlies are fucking Brody and Hooper. They just learned how to operate around Quint.
True. That's true.
It's like you encounter. It's like being around like, oh, there's a fucking like wild dog around us. I guess we just gotta like learn how to like
Or it's
not
like-
set him off.
It's like your friend and his drunk dad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like he's here to hanging out. He's got the car. He's bringing us around, you know. But he's like making us do shit.
Electric toothbrushes.
Oh yeah.
Nargan set. Bradshaw, since you
Pop that
pointed out
candy.
that like was still being made, I have been trying to hopefully run across an Nargan set. I want to try one so bad.
I think we've had this discussion. I'm guessing it would taste like a Hams or a Pabst. Like,
Yeah, probably just a classic old
Yeah, it's pretty
American
similar.
brew.
I had one when I was in Boston.
Yeah,
it seems like an
perfect
East
place
Coast
to
thing.
have one.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe they
Beantown.
even have them in Martha's Vineyards. We could sit around in Martha's Vineyards and clink together some fucking, good old Stein or
I
like
think they
glass
should.
mugs of Nargan set.
They know how popular the movie is, and they're like, there are going to be those eagle eyes being like, what kind of beer are they drinking? What wine is Chief drinking on the boat? You know, like what's he guzzling down?
People of our generation have probably opened up like a bar or like small little mom and pop, place that's like got the Brody and the Hooper or the whatever,
Yeah. That'd be an interesting thing to look at. Broadshow, can you get on that? Like Jaws
What?
themed alcoholic beverages, based on the movie. Like, is there a
Well,
Quint,
I mean,
is there a
there's
Quint
just, like-
cocktail, or is there a Brody special or something?
there's a drink that's been around for a while called the Shark Attack, where it's like pineapple juice, blue curacao, a mixture of different things, but it's like blue,
Rum?
90% of the way down, and then the top layer they pour red,
Grenadine.
yeah, grenadine or some kind of red
It's like
thing,
blood in
and
the
they put a
water.
little gummy shark on the top there.
So that's who's
So-
buying those gummy sharks that I see at candy stores. It's just a bunch of bars.
One thing that I learned is that at Universal Studios Orlando, I believe, where the Harry Potter thing, magic wizarding world is, I think it's like underneath Gringotts, right around there, like literally underneath, because they paved over it and then built on top of it. That's where the old Jaws ride is. They
Yep.
literally just like filled it in
That's
and then
cool.
built on top of it. So it kind of
Yep.
still is there.
You can still hear Quint yelling.
If
From
you listen hard
Gringotts.
enough, you'll hear Hooper having a moment about phone sex.
Yeah, 'cause it was there when I first went. Last 2021 or whatever when I went. Obviously, it wasn't there anymore, but they still have the big fake shark hanging.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the bay there.
Nice.
Don't pour it on my crotch, Chiefy. Pour it on the rod.
Not that rod.
Not that rod, Chiefy. Ain't you watching it?
Man, the shadows playing on their face. Like, this is such a good quality version.
Shadow play?
Shadow play. We're having shadow play.
There's shadow play happening, for sure.
Happy Hork-Bajir, everyone.
Hork-Bajir, but once a year.
Hey, Sfang. Let's hang.
Yeah.
Scatamarang.
Scatamarang.
Lemon meringue.
Look at this Robert Shaw close-ups of those nose hairs. He's gonna eat my boat, Chiefy. He's probably putting graffiti under my hull. He's writing Shark was here. That bastard.
But, I mean, like, Quint is right, is the thing.
Quint knows. Quint knows.
Hashtag Quint was right.
Because-
Quint too.
He's using, like, the highest gauge piano wire that he could possibly get his hands on as part of his fishing line. And for something to be able to just, like, bite through that is significant.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just a heavy duty, like, fishing line.
Doesn't he say, like, I bet you there's a tuna? Huh?
Well, yeah, Hooper's trying to say, like, it's
not a
probably
shark. I'm
Yeah.
smart. I went to college. My family's rich.
because something like that could definitely put up that much of a fight equivalent to a big fish, like a big ass shark like that, or it would be a fucking huge deal, but they wouldn't necessarily, like, they definitely wouldn't be able to just like snap the piano wire like that.
It's almost like he gave the reel to these guys after he like knew it was a shark, and he like went off to go do something else, and he's like, he knew that it was gonna get cut. He's like, I'm gonna show you. And then sure enough, the friggin' string gets cut and they fly into the side of the ship. He's too smart for his own good. He's like that psycho smart, you know? And Hooper's a psycho.
And Burley knows nothing about fishing in general.
You know? Yeah, something's happening to Hooper. I don't know. He's having a bipolar episode.
Nah, he's trying to give Quint a bunch of sass. He just is like, fuck you, dude.
You get some red on you.
Since day one, he's not liked Quint, and now that he's got to be under his orders, he's like, yeah, you want to go full head? All right, fuck you, full head.
I wonder where the orca is now. Do we know?
What do you mean, where?
Is it like, I don't know, preserved somewhere?
Nope.
They break
So,
it for parts?
So for years and years and years, it sat on a Universal backlot where Spielberg would like go to it in his most contemplative times to like process or just like think, or he would just go and sit on the orca and think basically. And at some point, somebody, I don't know who, a PA, somebody was just like, oh, this is junk, get it out of here, and sent it for scrap, and it just got like put in a wood chipper and shredded. And Spielberg was fucking furious. Like, he blew his stack, and it is just lost to history now.
That fucking sucks.
I know, right?
Even if anything, I would just take the the sign off the back or something, you know, like to
yeah,
or at least let it go out in
there
a
he
film,
is.
You know. Let
Yeah,
it
like
blow
reuse
up.
it. Take the nameplate of the orca off. Use it as the fucking fishing boat in like Forrest Gump. If that was like Bubba's fishing boat and Forrest Gump was like, hey, little FYI for you guys. Fun fact, that was the orca.
It's iconic, yeah, for sure.
It's orconic.
That thing's fucking huge.
It's Harry Connick, Senior.
Burn, cello.
Hello.
Look at that fucker. Look at that.
So,
thing.
Tyler, I think you would make a good Hooper. Broadshow, you'd make a good Quint, and then I could be Brody.
I'd make a good shark too.
All three of us as the shark, motherfucker. Make it as big as possible. We have like the horse thing where it's like, or like the Chinese dragon. Like one of us is the head, the other two are the body, just like swimming behind it.
I need you.
The person up front is working the big jaw just up and down as we move. Like,
oh, look at those hanks. Quint can make some rope hanks really well.
Yeah, he can. Hey, that's a sales skill, is making the hank.
Yeah,
little hanky panky.
I know that was a series of videos I wanted to make at IMS. Was like famous knots from films. Like there was one scene where I was like, Hooper gets tossed like, make a sheep shank, and then like we would make a sheep shank based on that, and we would rate it. And there's other like Cliffhanger or other like mountain climbing movies that use knots and whatever that we would do. Foreground my ass. Who's wearing Converse? Hooper? Hooper's got the Chuck Taylors on right now, or
I don't think anybody's wearing Converse.
I thought Hooper was.
They're boat shoes.
Oh, the boat slippers? I saw Brody wear some rubber boots.
Brody wears a rubber?
Oopa. Does that say shark dart?
Shark dart.
I couldn't read it. I don't know. Probably not.
That little, not the beacon, but the thing that he, like the transmitter that he had.
Yeah.
The black rod thing.
More than likely, it didn't say Shark Dart.
Shark Dart. It said something shark. I saw it.
Now.
Got it. And here's the victory music. Like, hey, we gotta win, guys. Score 1 for our dudes.
It's like the two different forces are fighting over the soundtrack almost.
Yeah, they got the hero music. I love this hero music playing.
Like when Bruce is doing his thing and being more prevalent in the mind of the audience and the characters, it's his kind of like and this stuff. But then when it's these guys having their heroic moment, their music swells, and it's like the score is having a battle between itself, or
It is.
or
It's
going
ba,
between
ba,
the
ba, ba,
peaks
ba,
and
ba,
valleys.
and then it like goes wah, 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 wah. Like the shark's like I'm laughing at you too. And then we get the more somber.
There's two elements. Yeah, there's elements of both here. Just look to Quinn, just be like, "Fucking told you, Mr. Hooper."
He stood out there for a while, till the sun went down.
What do you think they're drinking there?
Whiskey.
Not coffee.
Yeah. It's in a brown bottle.
That's rum. This dude's a rum drinker. Or whiskey.
I mean, well, he made his own liquor too, so maybe it's his shit. Moonshine, Quint's moonshine.
The Quint shine.
And it looks like they're just eating like steak and potatoes, maybe. They probably just have like Quint just probably just has like a little hot plate and a pan,
yeah,
to throw shit in and cook it up, and that's what you eat.
Samori.
Samori.
To John Dacre eel.
Whip.
Right through my whip.
Ditz, you're in love.
Follow them at warp speed.
Listen. Oh, here we go. I want to knocking on him. St. Patrick's Day. Boston.
Bastard. He kisses it. Yummy.
Starts kissing like up his leg too.
He's like, whoa, 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 quit. What are you doing?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
When we're on a boat, there's the implication, Chiefy.
You showing your bare leg to a man. That's making quite a gesture on the open sea.
As a complete Robert Shaw, like, real laugh.
Yeah. Remember him in the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 that we watched?
Yes, I love that movie.
Like how different these portrayals are.
Very different in that movie, yeah. The best ending to a movie, too, I think, still. The Mathau look.
Laying somebody out.
Yep.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, shit. What was
The
Chief,
hammock for
what
sleeping into.
Not was Chief practicing?
Probably the one who was trying to learn. Sheepshank.
Probably a Sheepshank or a
Sheepshank Redemption?
Clove Hitch. Like how he gives him a gentle, like, you know, shut up, dude. Uber, I need you to shut your mouth right now. Oh shit.
Mhm.
Fuck. Delivered a bomb. Fuck yeah.
Mhm.
Do you know that speech was a lot longer?
Mhm.
The original speech for that was like huge. Like it went completely crazy. Like they George Milius wrote it, and Robert Shaw like practiced all of it, but they had to cut it down because like it was a lot. But what that really did right there was solidified his fate because he thought he was gonna
Mhm.
die in that whole situation, and then it took like maybe this shark was one of those sharks from the Indianapolis because those fuckers can live.
Right. It's like the specter of
Yeah, it's
his
like
past.
the ghosts of his past coming back to haunt him. He's like, I'm gonna go out like my homies did in the Indianapolis.
Yeah, never wearing a life jacket again. But
Yep.
Like a karmatic thing too, because they delivered the Hiroshima bomb. So
yeah,
whether you want to say that's indirect or directly, they contributed to the deaths of how many millions or hundreds of thousands of people.
mhm.
Yeah, it's Godzilla all over again, man.
And yeah, I mean like that that even goes further into stuff like fucking Jaws the Revenge, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Whose revenge is this?
well, that I think I've talked about it before, but the novelization of that was explicitly said, no, this shark is a voodoo. Like somebody did some voodoo and made sure that this shark is going after this family for these reasons.
Yeah,
So
he took it
who's to say
personally.
that? But who's to say that like uh universally, you know, just like uh karma, whatever you want to call it, if somebody if anybody helped contribute to delivering the Hiroshima bomb or like facilitating that and all those deaths, that like the universe might find some way to punish them, whether it's like, oh, you're rock climbing and you fall into a ravine, or you're sailing on the seas, you get eaten by the shark, or like
Yeah,
any number of circumstances, like Final Destination kind of thing.
yeah. I was thinking
Mhm.
about Final Destination. Like, that's a interesting um take on it too. It's like he was supposed to die, and like he's on borrowed time right now to
Yeah.
I don't know fulfill some kind of like revenge for this mom that lost her kid, and like it's Quint is taking it
Well,
personal, and so is the shark. You know, like
But maybe Quint is like a message of like, hey, if you didn't choose hate, if you didn't go fucking insane about this one shark, just like the fact that it defies his expectations to even a small degree, he's like, oh, I'm taking this personally, and I'm going to become Ahab and like go to my grave, proving my point against this fish.
Yeah.
And if he had just been like, you know what, hey, yeah, we gotta like Hooper, take point. If you feel like he he always like he I don't even know how to put it, but he just like it's like a personal vendetta that this the audacity of this goddamn fish to show its
For real.
defiance to me.
There's something like, yeah.
What she said.
There's something mystical, or I don't know, like otherworldly to Quint too. Like he comes out of nowhere, like we said. Like he just appears in the back of this room, talking about sharks.
It's like
and
Merlin.
being all weird. And he talks about this really epic moment in his life where he watched a bunch of his homies die.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I want to go out like them, man. I'm gonna.
Oh damn! Look at the big like bite marks and shit like on the side of the ship there.
Yeah, it's good continuity.
Or like all the damage, but we haven't like seen that happen.
Well, last night when they were
last night,
we saw a little bit of a
we saw that from the inside, but not from the outside.
Yeah, not from the outside. So it's our first time seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the results of that.
Well, and the thing about Quint too is that like, fuck, sorry, I'm trying to recollect my thoughts here.
He's been living this life, like, who knows what he lived before the war, like what his life was like, but like now, since he's like living so close to the water all the time, he's like itching for a moment like this where he's like, now I get an excuse to go hunt a fucking shark. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows if he even cares about the reward or the money.
Well, it's like he's living halfway between life and death because he's, water's like death, but he's living on the water. In his, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Well,
every time that he goes out to sea,
look what he's doing. He's just gonna fucking destroy the radio. He's like, nobody's coming out here. I'm gonna do this myself. I don't need help.
Yeah. It's my shot at revenge, motherfucker.
That's admitting defeat.
My shot.
That's like admitting that he's less than to this fucking fish.
Yeah. There you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
I know that. Have you seen who I hung out with?
God damn.
Have you seen that weirdo I hang out with all the time? That looks like fucking Ed Gein.
That looks like it's made of leather.
So,
why don't you guess what kind of leather?
Human.
There's,
I tell you, a human.
there's an idea that I've had in my head for quite a while, and it relates to this movie specifically, to me personally, because, I saw this movie very young as a child, so I had that copy of the movie growing up my entire life, and it always just like sat on the shelf as being this like challenge of being like, if I watch this, I know I'm going to be really scared and freaked out, but I'll get something from it. Like I'll enjoy the movie or come out the other side somehow,
right.
Or even coming out the other side, I'll make it through. And I've just been thinking about like, okay, in a movie, a story, a comic book, whatever it may be, how do you like really brew that down or make it to a very fine point of that feeling of like whatever character it is, they're going to make the choice to walk down this set of stairs and basically like enter hell, or just like that feeling of like that
taking the plunge.
It's oppressive, it's scary. You know that it's going to be one of the hardest things or the scariest thing you've ever done in your life, but there's been very few times that I've actually felt like that was captured, and it just like is such a specific thing to me. It's hard to put into words almost, but
No, I see where you're going with it. Yeah, it's a
it,
specific
like
feeling for the individual, but there are situations and things like that that have come up where it's like, yeah, I gotta either put up or shut up or something like that. You know, it's like take the plunge.
there's that element to it, but I'm thinking like narratively, the idea of that refined down to we establish a place, a setting, a time. Or like the Red Room. We know that any time we are stepping foot into the actual domain of this place, once we cross a threshold, we are in a place where we will be challenged, courageously, um, like you will be challenged to show your ability to withstand or to make it through this thing. Not that it's like the worst thing in the world, but like, you have to have some sort of like um solidarity or like substantial to your, I don't know.
Like a test.
It's a test, and then you go in there once and you learn like, okay, this is one of the worst things I could ever experience. And then you willingly go in there again. It's the thing of Ellen Ripley in Aliens 2, when she goes back down into the alien nest.
Oh yeah.
Like, she's terrified. She's sweating. But at the same time, she's preparing for it. Like, she's strapping the flamethrower to the plasma gun. And then she goes in there, and the entire, like, the tension is so high. I don't know how to put that into words.
It's like a roguelike, but real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
kinda.
knowing, like going your first run into a roguelike. Like I know this is gonna
Sure.
be really tough, but I can kind of think of some things to expect. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be hard.
Yep.
It's like me.
Scary and hard.
Scary and hard.
Yep.
Yeah, we know that, but gotta work on that.
You're a pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's why we call you Jack. Wee.
Man. Wow. It's like man fucking figures out how to build a boat and like go out on the water, and then this fucking fish that you've attached yourself to is just pulling it around like a rag doll almost.
I love that about the Lego set too. Is like the shark is as long as the orca, and I was like, yeah, that's accurate. It's like 3 guys versus a fucking shark, the size of the boat that they're on.
I've always felt like the boat was so much bigger than it actually is. But when you watch this movie and you like look at the relative size of the people to the boat, you're like, no, it's actually not that big.
Yeah, it's pretty dinky.
Yeah,
but almost like they need a bigger boat or something.
Vessel, you know.
It's almost like the quote of the movie, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking barrel. I'd take that
changed
personally.
It from the less iconic boat small shit.
Yeah,
my girlfriend bought a golden book, it's a pop, like a Funko Pop style book, but it's a golden book for children that's called Little Ship Big Shark, or like Small Ship Big Shark, or something like that, where it's like it's Jaws, but it's a children's version of the story to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brockshire, you have those at your store.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
Yep.
I don't know if you had the Jaws
the
one, but you have,
golden book.
Yeah, you had like Taylor Swift and crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
A is for Aliens, an alphabet book about the Alien franchise.
That's great. I didn't know.
I guess that's an approachable way to like introduce that to kids. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a Seinfeld one, a Funko Seinfeld one. Also.
I remember when I was 9 or 10 or something like that. My dad rented one of the Alien movies. I think it was just the original Alien, and he was going to sit down and watch it. And he's like, "Hey, I think that you are probably
Check
old
this
enough
shit out.
to watch this, and if you're not, I can be in the room with you to make you feel comfortable and safe. He's like, "Do you
Yeah.
want to watch it?" I was like, "Sure, Dad." And it was scary and challenging, but like it helped to have somebody there with me. But
Oh yeah.
that you that's like the book is like another layer of that, where it's like you can give the kids these books when they're so young, and then by the time that they're old enough to actually watch the movie, they're like, "Oh, alien, fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
gonna learn the alphabet with this
cute.
shit.
Oh, the movie about the shark that taught me those lessons in that book.
Yeah, that I learned
Oh,
letters
shit.
with.
Who are these evil guys trying to kill that poor shark?
Yeah. Where's Quint at? What happened to? Oh God.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
Wait, where's Dallas? And oh.
Oh.
What happened to Tipper?
Ash? Dude, where's Ash? Oh. A
Oh, wow.
is for Ash. S is for sexual assault.
There's Amity. We're gonna draw him again with a pencil and paper.
I've invented a new thing.
We're gonna find that painting lady.
We're gonna go into the painted world of Ariamis. Take the shark with us. Gonna go fight Priscilla or not.
We gotta find some pigment.
For the cold, cold world of blood. Farewell and adieu, you children of Gwyn the Sun Lord. Farewell and adieu, you god of war.
I love this Quint. He's like, yeah, let's fucking do this. He's so strung out. Look at this. Like,
yeah,
fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal, man. Giddy up, girl. Yeah, that's him. That's the homeboy. Just jamming to "Farewell and Adieu," man. That's like his
I know.
death song.
I love that gif because it's just like him jamming, like yeah.
Fuck yeah, fucking "Farewell and Adieu," man. Them ladies of Spain, dude.
I mean, if you quantify it in this way, the scenes out at shore, out at sea, are really just like 3 scenes. It's the first one with the fishing chair and the air tanks,
and the chumming.
But that's
chummed all over the place.
That's all one scene.
I chummed.
And then we cut to
shamed it.
Like that continues to the launching of the first barrel, maybe even 2 barrels.
The first one, the first one for sure.
So that's all one scene, and then that cuts to the nighttime.
Yep.
And then that overnight scene, the attack. No, I think that's still the first day. That's still the first scene.
That's the end of the first day, because then they go into the show me your scars, we'll drink to our legs.
But then the shark attacks that night, and they wake up the next day, and that's the like they're down in the fucking guts of the ship fixing it.
Yep.
And that's the same morning as right now.
Yes. They've had a long
so it
day.
Really, but yeah, this day especially has been fucking long as shit for them. But that kind of helps put things into perspective a little bit with their timeline. I guess in the movie it's really only like 2 days that they're out there, 2 maybe and change.
And you can tell now Quint's getting pretty desperate. Like, you want to get in that cage there, Hooper?
Well, and he distributed life. He said, "Never put on life jacket again." He distributed one to the other 2, and he got all buttoned up, like almost military style. Where it's like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out in my dresses, my dress blues, or
Oh
something.
yeah,
You know,
he's wearing his military jacket too, so he's like,
Yeah.
he's never letting that go. Poison.
Poison.
Put a cork in it. It says shark dart.
Oh, that thing? Yeah, I guess it does.
Shark rip.
I thought you were talking about it, like the red or other thing is.
No, that the beacon that was blinking, that wasn't what I was talking about. He was holding both of them.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, one said shark dart, and that was it.
This is also like up there in my top favorites of the soundtrack.
Yep.
God. Because it really does mix the two. It mixes like the movements, the musical movements of the heroic stuff with the like chord progressions and I don't know, notation of the shark theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good combination of the two. This is how I learned, even when I was learning how to swim, how to like clear my goggles.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking swim lessons at the Y, and they gave me goggles like that. I was like, "Oh, you spit in them to help clean lenses."
Yeah, because especially with salt water, I don't know if you guys swim with goggles in salt water, but that stuff really gets like mucky and sticky.
We sure did, didn't we, Bradshaw?
Yep.
Man,
You go
we don't have that
snorkeling?
timeshare anymore, but I wish we had that timeshare, like just to exercise adult rights. Be like, hey, let's go down there.
Yeah.
It's never too late, Wilson, to get on that timeshare train. So-
No, I'm not going to fucking do that. That's a terrible idea. If my
Hey,
parents
I
want to
could-
make that decision, that's their idea. But
I
I'm
could-
not going to fucking do that.
Contact a few people for you. They'd be really happy that they got
No.
somebody.
No. Then you're going to look like an idiot when I just show up and don't say a word. I like if I was actually in like had the opportunity to enjoy one of those or like invited to be part of one of those meetings where they give you all the shit and whatever.
Oh yeah, they
I would-
enticing like, hey, you want this free I don't know, gift basket and TV and
Yep. I'd take all the free shit, but then when it came down to and let's now sign you up for the that's
No,
when
thanks.
I lose my inability,
I have the
lose my
TV
ability
now?
to talk.
like, are we done? Can I go now?
No,
Give me the
It's
TV.
Is this it?
I just pick up the shit and walk out.
So do you want? No.
Sign up now. It's just dead.
No
silent.
no's. There's no no's. B-Dubs is having like a all you can eat event right now.
Yep. Endless wing.
And when we were there, my girlfriend was like, "I'm pretty sure that they like won't let you leave here with leftovers."
Yeah.
Assholes.
I was like, "Do you really think that there's going to be somebody standing at the door saying, 'No, sir, you cannot leave with that chicken'?"
No, but they just won't give you a box.
But I spit all over it. What are you gonna
But
do
they
with
did.
it?
They did.
Oh, good. Yeah, because
I-
usually with it happens. I don't know them specifically, but a lot of just like all you can eat things are like, oh, you can eat it while you're here. You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
How
That's
many
right.
wings did you eat
Okay.
then?
Not
How
enough.
many did I eat? Not like a ton.
Yeah, for me, I would be like, I'd try to get through one plate or whatever one order, and then be like, yeah, can I get this now? And then be like, oh, I guess I'm a little full. I gotta take this home now. Bye. And then have it for lunch the next day or something.
So, like as written, it said you order your first order of 10. You get your choice of 2 sauces with that.
Okay.
But you order your first order of 10, and then after that, each order comes in 6, and they're made to order. So I think they want you to eat the 10, eat the 6, order another 6, order another 6, order another 6. But I asked, I just straight up asked. I was like, "Hey, are you going to give me grief about like if I have any sort of thing that I can't finish? Or are you just going to say no? We're going to throw those away, and you can't take those home?" She's like, "No, I don't give a shit." So
There you go.
we started eating, and about like 5 to 10 minutes into our first round of 10, she came by and was like, "Hey, you guys need another round? Cool, get you another one." And she just brought another 6 of whatever we wanted, and was like,
Fuck yeah.
"Oh, you need a box? Cool." And yeah, I mean,
See, that's where I'm like, I guarantee you a lot of the workers there like do not give a shit about corporate. They're like, whatever,
Yeah.
eat our food.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
and I said to my girlfriend, I was like, I would genuinely like to engage with the manager that wants to be steadfast about that, not in any like aggressive way, but just to have that conversation. Be like, look, I do you want me to just pay for another all you can eat? Because that's what I'll do. But I'm going to take the stuff home with me. Like,
Yeah, if there was ever that situation where like there is somebody at the door like, hold on now.
Sir, I'm sorry, we cannot let you leave with that chicken. It's no, I'm going to. We'll find a way through this, but you fucking answer to me, bud. I pay you the money, and you give me the food. That's how it
Give me the
works.
chicken. Here we go, bud. Here we go, guys. Get your nugget sets out.
I think I have a Nargan set with me.
Ow.
Oh, that's good screams from Shaw.
Fight, buddy, fight. Get your fucking machete. Grab it. Yeah. Going out like a G.
In no time at all, Bruce comes back for the attack on Brody with like nothing in its mouth too.
He was yummy.
Yeah, so either he completely swallowed Quint or just like dropped part of him.
Yeah, Brody. That tank's been
Quick
like
thinking on his part. But what a fucking baller to just like, oh, I'm gonna pick something up and bash this fucking
yeah, no shit. Like you're safe in like a confined spot.
No,
For
he's
a
not.
little
No,
bit.
he's not. For maybe like a moment, but this thing is like 3 times the size of you, and you're like, "Yep, I'm gonna pick something up and just start hitting it in its face."
Fuck you. But yeah, that's when the fight or flight happens. You're like, just grab something heavy and bash this.
That's when the New Yorker comes up like, "Yeah, motherfucker."
What step in my house here?
I wonder what borough he's from, like Brooklyn or Queens.
He's probably from Queens.
Harlem.
Maybe not. Maybe not Harlem.
Well, why not? Like, he could be born from Cuban or some kind of like Hispanic or Spanish descent.
That's possible. But he seems like a Queens guy. He seems like a in the muck.
Yeah.
Down and dirty, city boy.
I wonder what kind of heritage Brody like that name is.
On it.
Adrian Brody.
Irish, maybe? Or like, gosh, maybe even like Eastern European.
Show me your face.
All right, so surname Brody has origins in both Scottish and Hungarian Jewish communities.
Dude, called it. I fucking called that.
He said Irish, which close enough, and then Eastern European, Hungarian.
Yeah, exactly.
Nailed it.
Close enough. I fucking nailed
Hit the
that.
nail on the head, bro.
Boom.
Bro.
There it goes.
Oh, you son of a.
Happy Brody's best Brody.
Yeah. Celebratory Brody. Celebrate
Celebrody.
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 What up, Brody? Odie, Odie?
That's not just Quint's blood. It's shark blood too, you know.
Have you guys watched Duel by Spielberg?
Oh yeah, like maybe once.
Okay. I've never actually seen it, but I'd like to watch that one. How about you, Bradshaw?
The synopsis is the
What?
movie. It's like that's it. It's pretty basic.
Well,
What?
yeah, but I mean, it doesn't that. I don't think that should be reductive of the film.
No, it
Duel
seemed it,
from
but it
Spielberg.
seems very like almost his more experimental. If anything, like, you know, it's such a basic plot that it's just like you get off on, or like it's just a fun premise that it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's cool, sure.
Yeah.
This is basic. It's just that basic. It's not bad. It's just saying it's pretty basic.
Well, I mean, like that's how Thelma and Louise seemed to me before I saw it. Is yeah, basic, pretty basic. Two ladies like on the run, and then they go out in the end. But
There's more character in that. Yes, that's true.
yeah, I've never seen Duel, so I don't know if it.
Okay.
I just think that it might have some more to glean from it than just being on the surface there. This is a good touch too. I don't know how they pulled this off, but all the seagulls on the surface of the water,
Mhm.
like, yeah, theoretically, if a fish was like blown up like that, its pieces would be scattered everywhere, and then there would be a ton of birds like that would be coming to like eat the pieces and
Mm-hmm.
The Reese's Pieces?
the Reese's Pieces, the Bruce's
The Bruce's Bruce's?
Pooses. Robert A. Fargo. What was the Fargo name in this?
A Fargo.
There's a person credited in the credits here whose name is Fargo. Jim Fargo, right there.
Jim Fargo. Unit production.
Jim Fargo.
The Fargonaut of Jaws.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Jim Fargo. Oh, that's like we should use AI to generate portraits, like painted portraits of Jim Fargo, and then that's like the portrait that we have hanging up is like the founder of the Fargonauts. Or like the,
Yeah, it's like the
progenitor
fictional
or the
Fargonaut. Yeah.
yeah, or somebody who like came up with the technology for space travel in the Fargonauts universe or some shit like that.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that, dude.
The Nat Geo Society too. That's great.
Yeah, because I think that is who Robert and Linda, I forget their last name, the people who submitted the real life shark footage to the movie. I think that they shot that for Nat Geo.
Oh, cool.
So it's theirs, but also property of Nat Geo. I think I'm not sure.
No, that makes sense.
Maybe
There's
images
Good
or like
footage.
yeah.
Yeah, in those pictures, yeah, when Brody was going through, maybe those were Nat Geo stuff too that was captured. But boys, we did it again.
Yeah, we did.
Again.
Like a fine wine.
Like a fine wine. It's so fun to revisit, and we're happy that it's made it 50 years. 50 more. Here's a 50 more. I hope they do something special, you know. If it's not like on TV during July and them talking about it. I don't know. Have you heard anything about the 50th anniversary of it?
So yeah, actually, Alamo Drafthouse is having a special 50th anniversary screening where they're giving away some pretty cool merch. A like Bruce popcorn bucket, some like a really cool shirt, a cool hat, an inflatable tube. I can't remember what else.
Some Kittner kitsch.
Yeah. So that's worth checking out if you're a fan. Is find the nearest Alamo Drafthouse to you if accessible, and go watch that for the 50th if you're watching this at the appropriate time. I don't. There's got to be some sort of like. I think in Martha's Vineyard every year they probably hold like a Jaws fest or something like that to celebrate the movie, and
Yeah.
you've got to imagine that the 50th is going to be a
I
pretty
just
big one for
searched.
them.
I just searched Jaws 50th. There's some uh, whiskey, I guess, in the shape of the shark's head. It says Jaws Select 50th Anniversary. Legendary Thrill. Oh, it's probably AI. But, I mean, who knows? It looks cool.
Of course,
Martha's
there's a bunch
Vineyard
of
Chamber of Commerce Jaws 50th anniversary celebration. Free screening and exclusive after party with National Geographic and Amblin documentarians.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is the 50th? Is the 50th anniversary like gold or what?
I don't know, dude.
You know,
I'm not
like
sure.
marriage anniversaries, it's like you get paper, you get wood, or
Yes.
opal.
Of course, there's a bunch of 50th anniversary merch out there. We were looking at some earlier.
Yeah. 50th anniversary is the golden.
That's what.
Nice. Like there's and then like NECA, the toy companies, put out some new action figures and stuff for it.
Yeah, didn't you post?
So there's a lot of
at one point. I thought you did.
Yeah. I want to get that.
It comes with a Narcan set too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, dude. Multiple heads, multiple hands.
Ooh, just like
yeah, it's great. But yeah, there's a bunch of fresh merch out there right now for the anniversary.
Looks
Similar
like a new
thing happened with
documentary.
Goofy movie too.
Yeah. So it's
New
coming-
documentary you said, Wilson?
Oh, is
Yeah,
there? Okay.
on the Martha's Vineyard Chamber of Commerce website here, it says that part of this free screening and exclusive after party on June 20th will be the premiere of Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. The authorized upcoming documentary uncovers the behind-the-scenes stories of the best-selling novel and Steven Spielberg's legendary blockbuster film, with diving into our enduring fascination with sharks. So
I'm seeing a lot of stuff like that, like August 29th to September 4th, Jaws will be re-released in theaters. Not just Alamo Drafthouse.
I'm sure.
But if you have the opportunity to take advantage of that, that is a very good way to go about like watching the movie in a very elevated way if you want. But yeah.
Martha's Vineyard, a weekend-long celebration will be on Martha's Vineyard to commemorate the film's ties to the island. That's kind of cool. I'm sure they do that nonetheless. Like, it's always prevalent in Martha's Vineyard, but that's great that they'll do something a bit more hype for the 50th.
They actually have, they've got some screenshots of the exclusive merch on there, like a tie-dye shirt and a hat and popcorn bucket that Alamo Drafthouse is also doing. But we talked about this a little bit, like the three Fargonauts going to Martha's Vineyard and visiting some of these sites and watching the movie there, like on the let's the three of us go to Martha's Vineyard and watch the movie on the beach, and then immediately after we watch the movie, all three of us go into the ocean for a swim.
Hell yeah! I mean, I'd watch it. I'd watch it in the ocean if I could.
Yeah, dude.
If we can,
tubes.
Yeah, if we can figure out how to do that, then
I'm sure they've done that. Like, those kind of portable, inflatable movie screens that people just bring around.
Yep.
In parks, in Duluth, they have those in the park a lot of the times, and they do movies in the park.
They did that at the Alamo Drafthouse down in Austin when I was living down there. They showed Jaws on a lakeside, like a man-made lake,
That's cool.
and they invited people to come out in tubes and bring tubes with coolers in them and all those things, and they would have employees of the theater in their own little tubes going around, selling drinks and all this different stuff. And like you sit in the water and watch Jaws on the side while you're there in the water. And
Was it a lake or a pond or what was it?
well, it was like a man-made lake, so
Okay.
it was
No current
you know.
or anything like that?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Because, yeah, if you're like floating away from the screen, like, all right, bye.
No, no. I mean, it was pretty calm, like a man-made, concrete kind of like lake.
Well, even that, it's just fun to just kind of hang out, too. Like, if you want to watch a film, cool, but then it's just an excuse to kind of just chill and drink and float in the water. It's kind of nice.
From what I heard from people that attended some of these, they would have maybe it was just like a rumor, but maybe some of the Alamo Drafthouse employees would go around and they would dip under the water really quick and just like pull somebody's leg, or
Oh, those little
you know,
scamps.
yeah, like during some of the most like tense parts of the movies, right when they think somebody's about to get bit, just go up and like pull somebody's leg and really freak them out.
Yeah, there you go.
Start your own 4th of July panic where somebody in
Or,
the
you
lake
know,
starts
just
screaming.
float
Other
out
people.
those dorsal fins, just through.
Oh yeah, that could be another good one too. Is swim around with a cardboard fin.
Yeah. Well, this is fun. I like when we revisit this. It's always a good time.
Oh yeah,
Always a blast. Especially
always a
always at
blast.
the end. There's always a big blast.
There's always a big blast right there.
Always, you can count on it.
You can count on that blast, and that's like such an.
So she said.
I'm gonna say it's like an orgasmic moment for the film too. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, finally,
the release.
the release.
Yeah.
We get to finally put this thing to bed. It blew up in chunks all over the place.
Hell yeah.
Which brings me to the other film we have to revisit.
Well, can I just
The
say one
Godzilla
more thing
porn
about
parody?
Jaws?
Oh yeah, say
What?
something. Say something.
It's the thing that I always say, that I always go back to about this movie, about really anything that we revisit as a classic, right? Hot dogs in the air, peanuts on the ground.
I know
Hell
you've
yeah,
always
dude.
said that. Never get
And I'll
tired
keep
of
on
hearing-
saying it.
Yeah, I never get tired.
I just will. That's a reality.
Yep.
I was gonna bring up Speed Racer. Go go go!
Oh,
Go
okay.
Speed Racer.
I was just talking about that the other day with somebody.
I think it's about time we revisit that. And that one is one that I surprisingly don't own, but if I do, I'm going to get. And there hasn't been a release, but like a 4K Ultra, version of it that I want to get. And I just looked; they are going to release a 4K Ultra Jaws Steelbook also. That I am very excited for.
we
But
should
yes.
we should also revisit Goofy movie too, since its anniversary is this year.
Yeah, I know. We did talk about that, and we will get to that because we are doing our Disney kick anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, these are ones that, like, I was just speaking of, like, those orgasmic endings. There was that
dude.
kind of
Goofy
crescendo.
movie, dude.
They all have those crazy endings.
Yeah.
The full release.
Stand out.
When
but edit. This is a new assignment for you, Tyler. Edit stand out over the final race of Speed Racer.
It's Eye to Eye that plays at the end.
Did I misspeak? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to correlate it with the end of the movie. I'm sorry.
Well, I thought personally that Standout was a little bit more hype than Eye to Eye. But if you want to do Eye to Eye to correlate ending to
right.
ending, go for it.
I thought that's just what you meant.
I'll just put Lester's
sorry.
Pop,
I think either.
Possum Park.
Hey,
Sorry.
Tyler, do both. Do both. No, don't apologize to me, Eric. I never asked for an apology, so don't apologize.
Brother.
I think
Tough.
what makes the most sense is
I'm
out
gonna
here on the open
Indian
road.
I'm gonna Indian leg wrestle you.
Put it on the open road.
On the open road makes more sense with cars, so maybe I'll put that one in
Hold
there.
on now. 'Cause maybe I'm trying to talk to Eric and say, I fucking challenge you, dude. For your
Brother.
honor and brother. Oh,
Brother.
hold on, dude.
All right, boys. Well, that about does it for us here at Fargonauts. Thanks for joining us as we talk about Jaws. Go watch Jaws. Go use your Jaws. And, crush the can for the man, Quint.
Hell yeah.
Whatever you got, crush it for the boy. He went out.
Crush one for the boy.
He went out
Hold
like a
ones
G.
for Quint.
and we'll have Quint say the last words of the night.
Okay.